Hembo. Busy. Yes, you are. That's right. Oh, it is that time of year, isn't it? It's
Well, it was.
what is it? It's New Year's, isn't it?
Isn't it? Oh, I hear a countdown.
Are they still doing that show?
Yeah.
Really? Because I had heard, and I thought justifiably so, that this thing was long gone. I mean, I liked it for a minute. You've heard the expression hot minute? It was more of a lukewarm minute.
C'est le Lounge Show avec Rob Scott et Bob Doyle, deux diffuseurs vétérans qui aiment s'entendre parler et qui réussissent d'une manière ou d'une autre à se supporter. Voyons si vous pouvez les supporter aussi bien. Voici Rob et Bob.
Yeah, that's me and him. I did it wrong.
Oh, look at that. That's correct. There's Bob over there.
I'm
Fixing
sorry.
your chair.
I'm just running into the studio. I just got off the subway, and there's people, and there's the rain, and my umbrella got caught in the revolving door. Thank you.
Well, that paints a nice picture. That's good. That the umbrella in the door bit is what sold it for me. That's the art in that story, Bob.
Thank you very much. I workshopped it for weeks on other shows.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's clearly 6 p.m.-ish on a Saturday night. What was that song? How did that song go again?
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
And then that would make it 9 p.m. on the Eastern time zone, which is exactly where Rob is sitting right there, as indicated by the term. It's the term we like to use.
We've been bouncing it around. The guys in the lab have been bouncing around
That's
this
right.
term.
It's just a term. Just a term we use to describe the capital of Georgia.
It's 9 o'clock here, 6 o'clock by you on a Saturday. The lounge is open, and that
the 6 o'clock by you. Come on down to the. Oh, and he's jammed up again. The speck of cereal. We got to fix this. They got to fix this. This is driving me nuts. Yeah, you're back, but I don't know if you're better than ever. That has yet to be determined.
When is ever? Well, how good is ever? He's better than ever. How good is ever as
better than you've ever been in your whole life?
Okay, fair enough.
The hell kind of question is that?
That's like when people say forever and ever. Do you need the
and
second
ever?
one?
Right, forever. Okay, well that completes everything.
Covers it.
And ever. What?
Yeah, what?
Now I got to do math.
Automatic teller machine. What are you, nuts? What are you, goofy?
Just bring me that au jus with some juice, will you?
With
juice. Well, I want that with au jus.
So that's the vehicle identification number. Right. Yeah. So it is 11:03 tomorrow morning in Okinawa.
Now, how much more time does he have in Okinawa
Not
again?
much.
Okay.
Not much. I think less than a month. I think he'll be bored. And he's not digging the flight back, and he's not even on it yet. He was already saying, that flight, Dad, sucks. It's like 20 hours. It's just...
Yeah, and I'm guessing they don't have him in a pod.
No, sir, they don't. But he has expressed to me the difference between ranks and how certain people get certain things better, worse. He's not in a bad way. Let me tell you that. But everything's relative, especially when, you're on your.
So he can only fly with relatives? That seems restrictive. So he can only come home when you all are there.
Right. The only way around that is one of those dogs that you put the vest on and you can fly. What do they call that?
Emotional service animal.
Emotional service animal that he can get home. So He's in the market now for a dog.
So it's all relative or canine or
canine.
Anywho, all right.
It's paperwork. It's all about the paperwork, Bob.
Yeah.
So anyway, as Bob said, it's 6 there.
It's 9 o'clock.
We did this.
It's 9 here. I know. I'm just recapping for those who are just joining us.
And if you're joining us, be sure to comment in the whatevers and say hello. Although I realize that now, I think I don't know if these comments here, if they cultivate YouTube comments, even if someone was watching on YouTube, they might. No, I think they have to.
I don't know anything about what you're talking. By law,
it says the chat is ready to display messages, and most of the time people would.
Well, we had them last week. We had Dean, I think, was
right,
here last
and they're
week.
going to be they were going to be on Facebook for sure on my timeline. But the YouTube channels out there just pumping it out to an audience of 0 every week.
Greg is here. Look at this. Greg is here. Greg Garrity.
Greg, now he's across the pond as well. Well, normally.
I like the fact we have an international following on the lounge.
Following, that's what I'd call Greg. He's never missed it or never seen it. It's one of those two.
Well, and after this lounge visit, he probably won't visit again. So I'm just going to say Happy New Year, Greg.
Greg, I got a Quest 3, and I think it's time now for you to dig out, dust off your Quest, and let's maybe play some tennis or something. What do you think?
Was Greg a game buddy?
Well, no. We've actually never connected it, but I put him in VR, I think, for the first time back in LA, and then I think, and then he a couple of years later got a Quest 2, I believe. But we have never. I don't think we've ever connected on it.
Well,
thank you, Greg, and to you and Sammy as well.
Oh, there's a Sammy?
Yes, Sammy and Greg. In fact, you probably remember this because I'm sure we mentioned it on the show, but they came to Vegas and got married. And they played that at the wedding as Sammy walked down the aisle. This exact recording.
I got to play that a few times today because it is our. Is the New Year's
I guess
lounge.
It is. I didn't think it through.
Next week, all the tree will be down. The decorations will have been put away, at least here, and things will be back to just that post holiday. Even between Christmas and New Year's. I was reflecting on that today about what you try to keep your holiday spirit. You go, I'm still not going to school. School's still out. It's still Christmas. No, but you kind of know Christmas is over. It's a fake week. It's a fake holiday week between Christmas and New Year's. And New Year's is usually a letdown.
Well, that's totally your choice, man.
No.
You decide to take everything down. You decide to change the spirit and suck it dry. You do that. That's you.
Well, it is me.
Well, we're
but
going
I think
to
a lot
April.
of people share. Right into Easter.
That's right. We're going to keep it up and turn it into an Easter tree and hang eggs on it.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, Christmas has happened since we last spoke.
Yes. So how was was Santa good to the?
Look, I'm telling you, that these two girls create the most spectacular name it. And holidays are certainly a time for them to shine, and particularly Amber. She wraps all the presents, most of them, and just a ton of work and planning goes into making it a spectacular Christmas, including, of course, portraits of the pets, right?
Oh,
yeah, which I guess I should have had ready, but I didn't. Oddly, I didn't occur. Well, I got to get that pet picture for the lounge. But yeah, no, it was great. It was great. It was great. Yes, Santa was very, very good. We had just a good spread of all kinds of fun stuff, useful, practical. Like my MIDI controller keyboard, which had been flaky for years and sending weird tones and pitch bends randomly, they replaced that, and so now I can play music again. And I like a new sideways mouse so that my wrist fits different on the anyway.
That's interesting. I don't believe I've ever seen one of those.
Just a lot. So instead of my wrist down like this, it's like this. We're gonna try it and see.
Oh, okay. I think I have seen those. Those seem very ergonomically sound.
Yeah, but you know what makes me freaking nuts is the scroll wheel. It's too easy to click in when I'm rolling it, And when you have you ever done that and to click it and then it turns into that circle arrow thing and it's like,
right. And it's express. It's an express elevator. It's going way too quickly. I don't want to change floors this fast.
Hey.
I got a buddy at work who has the lag one. You know how you can put a lag, like a ghost lag,
yes.
so there's a trail, and he says it's easier for me to pick up on the mountain, and it drives me nuts to watch him surf the web with that. So I get how we all have our thing, and that drives you nuts to have the circle with the arrow in it and whatever when you're navigating.
Right. Because I'm trying to do precision stuff, and all of a sudden my screen is scrolling.
Well, that sucks, Bob.
It sucks. It sucks big time.
But it's still a nice gift and a good thought, and you got the new MIDI thing. So you obviously had a nice haul. Santa was good to you.
Yeah. And it was just the tone of everything. It was just a good Christmas day.
Did you eat well? Jeet well?
Yeah, but that wasn't really one of the major features. We've been eating, we eat well around here all the time, and there was a lot of baking that Amber had done even up to that point. We did, we did red and green pancakes, of course, right? And then we had lasagna for dinner, and just kind of snacked on stuff throughout the day.
Okay.
I think we had burgers at some point. Maybe that was Christmas Eve. I don't know. They had fake burgers, of course.
I made a quiche for Christmas Eve. I had brunch.
I love a
hosted
quiche.
Brunch.
What was in it? Don't say broccoli, please, God.
No, my green was spinach.
Okay, I'm on board.
Spinach and cheddar and bacon, and that's it. Really simple, because I was eating a picky through. Like I would have done so many other things, especially with the custard, when you're doing the egg stuff. And I thought, no, we've got picky eaters here. We're just going to go with a basic cheddar and bacon and spinach, and it turned. And here's what I realized, that I made it in this fancy toaster oven that I bought, which was overpriced. But the point is, it's really accurate as far as an oven is concerned. And baking and an accurate oven, because I called Pamela and wanted the get.
So this is a recent purchase.
Well, no, probably
since
a year.
I've been there.
Yes, and remember I used to have that big kick-ass one that we could put a 5-pound bird in and do rotisserie.
Yes, we have the same one.
Well,
I think I duplicated your purchases twice or something.
I think you did, and that was a good toaster oven as far as a rotisserie, but I don't need it anymore.
But we never use it for the rotisserie. Never.
See, either
never.
did I. And then all I had is this monster toaster oven for 2 little slices of bread in there. I'm going, this is a waste. So I bought a smaller, nice Breville brand toaster oven. Fancy. Anyhow, the point is, I've never had a quiche come out so perfect. Uniformly cooked, crispy crust, eggs were fluffy and beautiful and browned, and everything was. And I called Pamela and said, "You've got expensive ovens, don't you?" And she said, "Yes," because she has electric ovens, but a gas range in her kitchen.
It's bugging me.
Separate.
It's bugging me because I'm not correct. This is not the current oven we have. It's not the one with rotisserie. That was a couple of ovens ago, and I just couldn't have it out there that I have. When I don't,
I just couldn't have it out there. Anyway,
Tracy might be listening, which she's not. But if she was, she might then say, "We don't have that," and then out in front of everybody, I'm called out.
Yeah, embarrassed at the holiday during the holiday.
Humiliated.
Right, like Ralphie when he got hit with the snowball. Which I watched. Did you watch any Christmas? I watched that one.
We did watch that.
Chevy Chase.
Didn't watch it.
Miracle on 34th Street, the black and white version with Edmund Gwynn. And then I watched, it's called Carry On, and it is this year's version of Die Hard. It takes place at Christmas in an airport. He's a TSA agent and all this drama, and the dude
who's the star here?
He was the one who played Elton John in the biopic, and I can't remember his name. And he also was in The Kingsman. He was the Endron or something. He's a Brit. He's a good actor. Anyway, the bad guy, though, was the guy who was on Ozark, and I can't remember his name. Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman was the bad guy, and he did a great job being a bad guy. He was the Alan Rickman, And this is a 2024 Die Hard, I'm telling you. It's all about bombs and dying and bad guys taking over something at Christmas time. And then I also watched something called Red One, where The Rock...
I know that's a Santa thing, yeah.
Yeah, and it was not great, but you know what? It was a new story, and it was 90 minutes and fine. I didn't watch the bell ring for Angels Getting Wings this year, Bob. I went with Red One instead.
here we made a whole list. They spent time going through. Tracy pulled up like top 100 Christmas movies or whatever. And it wasn't 100, but we went through and we decided which ones would like we all watch, which ones would just they watch, that kind of thing. And they're trying, because it's very difficult to get me to watch a movie. Plus, because if they start too late in the evening, like basically any time after it gets dark, I'm probably not going to make it, right? So
it gets dark around 4 these days.
So they have a lot of patience around this whole movie thing. So we haven't watched half the movies that we wanted to. We were thinking of watching Spirited, which apparently is with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds thing from a couple of years ago. And I know they're funny together, but I haven't heard anything about it. But it's kind of a Christmas Carol-y kind of thing. So
did you watch it?
No, we didn't ever watch it.
I watched A Christmas Carol too, the 1939 version with Reginald
John Barrymore. John Barrymore, who's Scrooge?
Oh yeah, who played Mr. No, he played Mr. Barrymore played Mr. Potter.
Yeah, no, I know, but didn't he also play a Scrooge?
I don't believe so.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, look it up.
Who starred in the one you watched?
Reginald Owen was the Scrooge.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
And Gene Lockhart played Bob Cratchit. It was June Lockhart from Lost in Space, her dad. He also played the judge in Miracle on 34th Street. Gene Lockhart did. And he played Bob Cratchit in the 39 version of A Christmas Carol. Well, this is a kind of a boring night on this lounge, but hey, if you're into movie trivia, Bob will help you out here.
It's all...
Yeah, it was Lionel Barrymore. Yes, Mr. Potter. He played Mr. Potter.
No, okay, but that's not what I'm thinking of. John Barrymore. Who am I thinking of?
John Barrymore was he was also an actor. I think he was. Yeah. But he was he did dramas, and he was like the handsome rogue-looking guy. They called him
I'm looking at it now, but that's not obviously not who I was thinking of. I was thinking of Lionel, and I don't know why we're talking about this. So
you once called me a warped, frustrated old man. That's Lionel Barrymore. He was also in Captain's Courageous with Spencer Tracy. He was good in that movie too. He was good in a lot of stuff actually. Lionel Barrymore was.
Okay.
Anyway, your Christmas sounds like it was wonderful.
And
I
yours?
will tell you, that it was good because like I said, I hosted brunch on Christmas Eve, so we had the quiche, and Sammy made these wonderful little Santas where the strawberry was his hat and a marshmallow was the little ball on.
It was on the radio. My dad had sent me the cassette of that, and I listened to it over and over and over, and I freaking knew it. Thank you, Greg.
That is awesome. That someone from the home audience, who's viewing from the lounge, who's visiting the lounge from home, helped Bob.
I can see the cassette typed. I can see the whole thing, and I listened to it so many times, and I knew I was.
That's really cool. Then I'm gonna have to
track.
find that. I wonder if it's on Spotify or something. Because now next year when I'm driving, I'm gonna say I gotta consume Bob's Christmas Carol that was Lionel Barrymore on, that he had on cassette.
Greg, that was the most. You just gave me the most satisfying moment of validation. Truly
and
awesome.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Bob. Bob, I'm telling you, remember last week when I told you that my dad got me the cassette of Arthur Fiedler and I listened to it with the blueberry candle, and you said, that is so Rob. Well, what we just had happen, boys and girls.
That's true.
Is so Bob that your dad would have given you a cassette, except it was a play. It was an audio play, and it was very, very.
It's from the radio. Yeah.
That's your dad giving that to me. That is
oh my God.
Way to go, Craig.
That
is
because that would have bugged me because I'm like now I was literally going, God, I hate I hate being wrong, even if no one ever sees this. Like it's out there, like because I just keep going back to Samuel L. Jackson,
right? Samuel L. Jackson,
and I was like really sure. No, there's a Barrymore in there. I know Scrooge Barrymore.
Who's John Barrymore? That's the grandpa of Drew Barrymore. And that's just great. But, okay, so validation for Bob.
All right. I'm done celebrating it.
No, so I was going to tell you my Christmas. So anyway, I did that on Christmas Eve, and also had 5 beautiful fillets that they brought.
Ooh.
So I was grilling steak. It was kind of our version of steak and eggs. And I don't know if you've ever had this happen. I'm sure you have, but it always makes me a little nervous when someone brings me into my kitchen. Here's these steaks. Will you make
Oh
them?
my God, it's the worst. Are you kidding me?
And I'm looking down and I'm going, there's money here, man. They spent. I could tell immediately.
Oh God, that was
that
the worst.
These were not cheap cuts of meat, man. I'm looking at that going, now you effed this up, Rob. It's Christmas Eve and it's your grill and everyone thinks you're the cook.
But I guess you were talked up. I mean, you do. Did you already? You have a reputation already. So, but still,
with the reputation, it doesn't cook the food. You do, the reputation's worth it. Yes. And so but interestingly enough, as a gift for Sammy and Kale, I got them an instant read thermometer, the Thermopen, and had to use it when I made the steaks. I go, I'm telling you guys, I told him, I go, you're a griller, you're going to love this tool. And sure enough, but they were like 2.5 inches thick. I was very concerned about, not burning the outside, but you don't want, they were monster, gorgeous fillets. They really were, but they turned out well. You would have been very, very pleased. You would have enjoyed brunch at Rob's. Oh, and I was going to say, Sammy made these little Santa things where when Lionel Barrymore was discovered, and it was a strawberry for the top of the hat, and the face of Santa's face was a grape, and there was a banana in there somewhere. You have to slice and arrange the fruit. And they were
there was a banana in there somewhere.
There was a slice of banana.
Santa's face was a grape. And there was a banana in there.
And then there's a banana as the beginning of the hat, and then the strawberry was the top of the hat, and the marshmallow at the top, all with a toothpick. And anyhow, so that was nice. We had a nice opening presents and so forth. But I have to tell you that there was a story, a little like a Christmas Angel kind of thing. And so on
Chris
the 26th,
Angel, the magician?
Yes. Ta-da! 3 years after he comes out of the coma.
It's a trick.
It's a trick. So I had to take my car in. I'm still dealing with this car issue.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to drive it over there on Thursday morning, day after Christmas, and what I will do is then Uber home. They can have it for a couple of days, and, So I said, not a big deal, 9 miles down the road, this is what we're doing. And there was no traffic. It's the 20. And I walk into this shop. Never have talked to those guys, but never had been there before. And there's a customer who looks at me and he sees my sweatshirt and he says, Evergreen Park. And off he goes. He knows the neighborhood. He knew the bars. He started talking with, and I'm going, Bob, if Bob was here, he'd go, this crap happens to Rob.
And Tracy.
Yes, fair point. So he goes, you're going to love bringing your car here. I've been bringing my cars here for 18, whatever. And so I finished chatting up with the boys behind the counter. I sit down next to him in the waiting room, and I'm going to start looking into my Uber ride. And he says, I'm getting my Uber ride myself. And I said, how long is it going to take? Out of curiosity, because I have to get one too. He goes, oh, no, I was kidding. It's my son going to come pick me up. He goes, where do you live? I said, I live in Marietta. He goes, I'll take you. He gave me a ride home, and we talked about the old neighborhood, and it was like a nice Christmassy gesture from a person that he'd never met. His name is Bob. He's a retired school teacher. He goes, how about Oak Lawn? Do you know about Oak Lawn? I go, I was born in Oak Lawn at Christ Community Hospital, right across from Pacific Stereo, where I bought my first stereo when I was 16. It was one of those kind of talks. He goes, Portillo's is coming to town. I go, I know, it's going to be 9 minutes from where I work, blah, blah, blah. So we talked about the hot dog guy and the beef sandwich guy. And he gave me a ride. His kid sat in the back seat with headphones on, playing video games on his phone. And I dropped me off right at my door on the day after Christmas. Come on.
That's Hallmark, man.
It is. Tracy's right. That was Bob the Angel. I had a Christmas, and I had to remind myself to tell the story often, because we never tell stories about nice gestures, good crap. We only say, did I get screwed yesterday? We love to tell those stories. It's like the story I like to tell when the guy pulled me over going 85 and a 55 with a 6-pack of beer on the floor. And that could have been a super speeder. Remember, I think I've told you this. And he says, how come you were going so fast? And I said, I've been having a shitty 5 years. I remember saying that was my answer. I've had a shitty 5 years. And he didn't know what to do with the answer, and he just let me go. And so I said, I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to tell about how you let me go today, because he could have wrote me a ticket for like $2,000.
Just don't use his freaking badge number. So Officer
Right.
27773,
Right.
a clearly inebriated man under
I
duress.
know, under duress. Like it's
Oh.
usually used.
Hold on, you're stuck again. Yeah, I don't know how we fix this.
2,
All right.
3, 4. Anyway, you need a pregnant woman next year or something. And I just went with I've had a shitty 5 years, and he just didn't know what to do. See, look at that, Tracy.
Of course.
Oak Lawn Portillo's is coming. Oak and I go to Portillo's. You get a beef sandwich and 2 chili dogs for dessert. That's what you get at
That's
Portillo's.
Tracy's dream right there.
It's coming to Atlanta, so another reason you guys got to come visit. And we'll go to Portillo's and get some good Chicago grub. But anyway,
Yeah.
Bob the Angel, I'm telling you, come on, who does that anymore? Excuse me. Who does that? Who does it? Just
Only
a nice
guy's
dude.
named Bob. Although you wouldn't see me doing that probably.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm a disgrace to the Bob name. Hey, look, while we got Tracy here, I may as well share with you if you haven't already seen it, I haven't posted it anywhere except on YouTube, unless you watched my YouTube video today, which I doubt you
I
did.
haven't, not today. I haven't
Okay,
got
so
around to it today.
I did an AI video for Tracy as a gift, right? And she's a big country music fan from the '90s, particularly. Not that that's relevant, but so I did an AI music video for Tracy, and it was kind of also just a creative project to test these tools and see how they worked with lip syncing. So all the images and videos AI generated. Of course, the song, I wrote all the words. They're original. I didn't use AI for that. But then AI, of course, we put it into Suno, which we've played with, and it gave me tons of versions until I found one that I liked. Tweak, edit, 3 different versions, and then there's this one, and I'm going to show it to you because that's what
This
we
is
do
a
here.
debut, boys and girls. This
It's a
is why you
it
come
is.
to the lounge.
It is kind of a debut, except that it was on YouTube today. But here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Tracy, I love you. You know that it's true. I love and appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Tracy. And let's face facts, that's a lot to be sure. And if you're burned out, I think I've got the cure. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down, 'cause make-out magic feels right. I know we're both busy, that's the way of life. But I'm your pseudo-husband, and you're my pseudo-wife. So let's break rules, let's just say screw it. If we both wanna, we're gonna do it. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Oh yes. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Bring it home, boys. 'Cause make-out magic feels right. Woo!
Bob Doyle
right.
Brothers.
The Bob Doyle Brothers. That was how I compensated for the varying looks and the likeness
Yeah, they're all
changes.
there.
And it says, I had those Bob and Blob and Burn and Bob. Yeah, all accounted for.
I like that a lot. I'm serious. I like that a bunch. And I'm also curious as to who the drummer is.
That's her friend Deborah, a very influential person in her life, and she's just started working for her and stuff. So that was the significance there.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the band I know. I know the rest
It's
of
Bob Doyle and me and my brothers.
you and your brothers
Yeah.
at the holidays that you're all getting along is fantastic, because I can remember a few dust-ups years ago.
Well, when Tracy's involved, we can just somehow pull it together. You know?
So here's the thing. I brought something before we're out of time here.
All right.
It's just a photograph, but there's significance to it on two levels. Obviously, that was the building where they took the picture, okay, for the album cover.
Hi. Hold on. Tracy's just in here, so she's going to join us here before this is all over.
Okay, very good. Well, she looked great in the video, by the way, but she knew that. She looks outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
What voice is it?
It's you guys. Hold on.
the Morrison Hotel burned
I
down.
was just playing
Okay, hold
it.
on. Please continue, Rob. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying this place, this building, which I'm putting the picture up here, it burned down this week.
Oh no, when?
This week sometime. It wasn't occupied. A lot of floppers. You know, what do they call those people who don't have a place to stay? Squatters.
Sure. Yes.
So last 10 years they weren't really using it, but anyway, it caught fire and it burned down. And what a shame, because I lived at a namesake, as you know, for the
You sure
Morrison
did.
Hotel. So,
You sure did. And we've seen those pictures and we've heard tales, etc. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen her in the comments. There's Greg. Say hello to Greg because he's watching right there. He says, "Hey, Tracy." He's saying it to you. Did you hear him? Were you here when he saved my reputation?
I did not.
All right. Well, he did.
I was freaking...
When we watch this together, like we always do after every
we
week,
recap,
she gives me notes.
Right, yeah.
There's a
I
big
can just see
Give it to
like
the
10
production
toes.
team, so next
Sure,
week's
10
even
toes are
better.
sticking out at the end of the bed, and there's the TV across the room. It's like watching Carson, except you guys watch the lounge show before you nod off.
Exactly.
And with those words, Rob Stark and Bob Doyle brought the lounge show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.